Bermuda Lost Survival is an open-world survival game that was developed and published by Nightbox on September 26, 2020. The game can be played as a single player only, and you can buy it for $15 on Steam. This review will be separated into different sections, and you can see all the timers down below the description. I would much appreciate if you subscribe to ICOnlyBlue for all of my live streams and random videos. ICOnlyBlue reacts for my raw reactions about different subjects, and ICOnlyBlue reviews dedicated to provide you with the best honest reviews and first impressions. With no more delays, let's begin with the menu settings. You can create or continue your previous game with the click of a button, but your previous saves are sorted without any separation between your different playthroughs. When it comes to the in-game settings, all of your options are under one tab. There is only one audio slider, few graphical settings, and almost no convenient features. There is no options to remove sun glare, motion blur, depth of field or blood effect, and you cannot change your UI or FOV. As for the keybinds, more information will be given later on. All I can say is what a mess. For a $15 game, I was expecting way more effort than this. Overall, a 2 out of 10 for the in-game settings. Survivors, adventurers, explorers, prepare for the journey of your life and experience one of the world's most mysterious regions. The Bermuda Triangle is notorious for the vanishing of countless ships and airplanes. Will you survive long enough to reveal its secrets? Well, I had to read this line 20 times just so I can make it through without laughing. Yeah, you guessed it. There is no story whatsoever. It used to be some sort of an alien robots repairing the sunken ships, but for some reason the developers scrapped the idea and removed all of the assets except these giant doors that do nothing. Sure, you can go visit them, but don't go too close. There is not much else I can say. You are in the middle of the ocean, you dive underwater, and you try to survive. Overall, a 0 out of 10 story. The game begins with you spawning on top of a raft with few resources to gather. You will go through the shortest tutorial ever and you will start your exploration. You have a bed to skip the time and a crafting box that allows you to store your basic resources and for some reason to craft buildings. This is where things get a little bit weird. There is a crafting tab! This box unlocks all of your basic structures, your first workbench, another crafting box, a purifier for purifying water, and drying rack for converting seaweed into rope, a half-size storage box that you will never use, and a buoy for marking your location. Using your available structures, you begin with the construction of your base until you realize that your food ran out. By pressing and holding tab, you can see your water, food, sanity, and health. This can get annoying at times, because while swimming it's supposed to show you your oxygen, but currently it works in a very bad way. I was expecting a toggle to switch between your stats and oxygen, but instead of that you get this. Q brings the stats, you see? It came from a black screen, boom. Underwater, it's supposed to show the oxygen. By pressing and holding E, you open your inventory tab that includes all of your tools such as a knife for gathering seaweed only, an axe for breaking wooden and metal structures, a spear for fishing, a bottle for magically collecting water, and a compass for navigating to the other two reefs. Equipment allows you to craft and equip your tools, including some accessories such as an oxygen tank, flippers, and more inventory space. Inventory holds all of your items with limited space and weight. This is the only window that shows you tooltips, making crafting and learning a painful process. If you don't know what a machine does, you need to craft it, put it in your inventory, and read it after. For the most part, you will be guessing. Every machine has the same default UI with no in-game information to help you understand how they work. To be honest, I used the Steam forums because I didn't want to sit down and experiment for hours to see how each machine works. Most importantly, I wanted to craft everything in the game, so guessing was a bad way to do it. This is a distillery and this is a smeltery. If I remove their items, you have two identical machines. The workbench allows you to craft an anvil, a barbecue bucket for all of your cooking, and distillery for converting water and sugarcane into rum, smeltery for smelting ores and plastic, bases for extra storage, pan, billow, and fermentation tank that can be placed in other machines for additional recipes, standing torch for lighting the place, plant pot for growing an RNG seed, some cosmetic furniture, and dock for crafting a raft, few additional structures, and finally sticks that can be crafted out of planks. Using the anvil you can craft a worthless box, a mortar, all metal structures, and arrows. Mortar allows you to craft soil for fertilizing your pots, black powder, dynamite for opening containers, torch for lighting the area, first aid for healing, and a lot of pointless glow sticks. The reason I called all of the boxes worthless was because on your raft you can make a crafting storage that is way cheaper than any of the other ones, holds the same amount, and has a crafting system implemented in. I think you are supposed to craft only one from the raft and then lose the ability to make more, but in my case I went back and crafted only those. Now, crafting box. I think you fucked up. Initially, I started expanding my base, thinking of making something interesting with different rooms, like a kitchen, bedroom, and a garden. But then I realized that I crafted everything, and all of the rooms were empty. So I transferred everything in one room, and this is what you get for $15. It's somewhat the same size that I did on Raft, with the only difference now, I don't have anything to fill it up with. This is all the decorations. Running is unavailable, and if you want to swim faster, you can press shift to boost your speed, consuming more oxygen. It's not a halt, it's a boost. You just click it once, you boost. You click it again, you boost. Something like that. It's weird. There is no indicators telling you when your boost is available, and if you are like me, you end up spamming shift. The developers could have used the normal sprinting mechanics like every other survival game, but I guess they wanted to be unique in their own way. The surface of the ocean most of the time gave me a hard time going underwater. Can I go under? Jumping on your raft is impossible, and that's how the F to climb was implemented. I like when developers have no clue how to solve an issue, and they end up using a stupid mechanic just to bypass it. Talking about F to climb, F to move is not a thing, so don't do what the game is asking you. Just press mouse 1. Talking about mouse 1, why do we have a use tool keybind separated from the rest? Every survival game has a keybind for equipping the tool and left click for using it. Talking about keybinds for equipping your tools. I have 12 buttons on my mouse and way more over here. Why the hell? I'm forced to use this. Not just for your tools, but also for upgrading and equipping your tools and opening your inventory. The idea of the game is pretty simple. Dive underwater to get resources, come back to your raft to use them, and repeat. You have a few structures, no story, and another 2 locations to explore. The game can be finished in 10 hours, so you just wasted $15. My biggest issue with the game is how little information the game gives you. Thanks to the Steam forums, I was able to craft all of the recipes, locate resources, and do all the simple tasks that I should have known by default. This is the first time in my life that I felt so stupid playing a survival game. Overall, a 2 out of 10 gameplay. Graphically, the game looks terrible. Every single person that joined the stream and said that the game looked good, let me educate you. Diving underwater is a blurry mess. Let's take Raft for example. This is how it looks underwater. Sharp with detailed textures. Let's add some blur and remove all of the details and you will get Bermuda Lost Survival. The rocks was pixelated and some of the resources untextured. As for the anti-aliasing, it's very hard to avoid. Above the water, the graphics look somewhat acceptable, but overall is one of the worst looking survival games I ever played. I proved my point and I rate the graphics 2 out of 10. In order to craft all of these structures, you need to dive underwater. Most of the raw resources are on a 5 minutes respawn timer. Your raft never moves, so it's up to you to locate them and collect them all the time. Upgrading your tools makes things easier, especially when you get an oxygen tank. The sharks will never attack you unless you go fishing with a spear. You need to attack the fish, aim down, and swim up. Sometimes they will eat your fish, but for the most part you will be okay. They will be roaming the area all the time and they will avoid you if you chase them. The game also has another 2 reefs that you can explore by crafting a dock and a raft. You need to find the compass and navigate your way there. The game does a terrible job explaining to you what you need to do in order to survive. There is nothing telling you how long it's gonna take for the fish to cook, how many resources it's gonna need for that one, and so on. It took me 5 hours trying to understand my keybinds, analyze how the swimming mechanics worked, and where to find a rope in order to progress my game. Once I understood the basic mechanics of the game, I restarted my game for a 10th time and I was ready to go. Dive underwater, swim towards the sunken ship, collect the ropes, craft your basic structures, Google how to use them, and collect all of the resources around until you can craft a raft. Go to the second reef, gather iron and sulfur, come back, and finish the game. The third island is a bonus one. Other than collecting resources, the game has hidden vases for a Steam achievement. I guess that's what we call content. The rest of the map is pretty much empty. Overall, a 2 out of 10 for exploration. I usually use the in-game music for my reviews, but I got a copyright on my live stream because of the menu music. I guess the developer didn't even bother buying the license. This is what you will be hearing while playing the game. Swimming above the surface. Staying stationary above the surface. Swimming underwater. Using your tools. The only ocean sound effect. Fishing. Collecting water. Collecting seaweed. Breaking boxes. And no in-game music. There is no audio sliders except for the master volume, so good luck enjoying an immersive gameplay. Overall, a 2 out of 10 for the in-game sound. This is not an early access, and most of the bugs, issues and missing features never got fixed since the developers abandoned their game. Since September 16, 2019, the game had no updates or fixes, and it is very clear that they have no plans to do anything with this title. The fact that this studio has no social media leads me to believe that this was a money grab, and you probably won't hear anything new from them. If you choose to buy the game despite what I said, then here is a list of problems that I found while playing. No audio sliders, no in-game music, no guidance towards obtaining your first rope. Oh, this shit. Does that make sense? Diving underwater glitches out. Can I go under? No information about anything related to crafting. What am I supposed to do? What confused me is the rotation that he put the workbenches. I don't even know if it's working. So I don't know what I'm melting over here, so I need to find out what the fuck is this melted actually doing. Imagine playing a video game, especially a survival game, there is no like, hey, this recipe exists. No indicator for how many things you are crafting or how much is left. How many am I crafting? Don't you think it's a good idea to have an indicator showing you how many you're crafting? Keybind indicators that do nothing except creating confusion. So why does it say E to snap? E shouldn't exist. E doesn't do anything. E does not do anything. Trying to see your oxygen underwater is impossible. Terrible graphics. unbelievably terrible visually. And I'm sitting over here and I'm like, am I gonna play the entire game like this? Or is it gonna be like a point where I'm gonna put a mask and, you know, 3D HD came back to life? Terrible rotation mechanics. Here. Nope. 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 There. Terrible indicator for low health. Why do survival games have a hard time, especially on a fully launched game, indicating you that you are dying? Especially if you have only one life and you're gonna spawn back into your previous save in a fully launched game. I need to bring my watch to see my health. How hard it is? Rocket science? Terrible fish sound effects. Terrible underwater sound effects. This is the type of music that I wanted to listen to every time that I'm diving under the water. Ah, feels so good. No separation for what is lootable and what's not. There is no indicator telling me what I can loot and what I cannot. Unless if I don't equip a tool, I will never know. There's no prompts or anything. Laughable gathering mechanics. I am collecting water like that? Are you kidding me, dude? Is that a fully launched game? Is how you collect water? For my entire playthrough, I thought the sanity stat was energy and I was trying to recover it by sleeping. After 24 hours of sleeping, are you crazy? Are you mad, bro? No information about anything related to crafting or processing, including how much fuel you need, how long it takes to finish the process, and what are the available recipes. I'm trying with one, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Now I'll try with another one stick. We lost a fish, or am I tripping? And I have a fish back. Huh? Bad optimization. I'm playing the game on 90 FPS on a 2080 Ti i9 with a fucking 32 RAM. My G-Sync cannot keep up with the 240Hz monitor. Oh my goodness. I'm not tripping, chat. Misleading information. That makes sense. Distillery. Water distillery. No information whatsoever. How would I know? No information about how to obtain your compass. Food is spoiling very fast, making cooking pointless. Yeah, that's not enough. And finally, no autosaves. The bugs and issues that I found throughout my 15 hours of gameplay are hard to count. It truly has been a very frustrating experience. Most often googling questions just so I can understand basic functionalities while staring at a blurry image for the entire time. Okay, so you put water, salty water, and what else? What is it supposed to do? No clue. Next one. I'm gonna die, I genuinely don't have time to sit around and try to figure it out. When it comes to the replayability of the game, there is nothing else left behind. If you crafted everything, if you built all of the machines within 10 hours, then voila, you finished the game. Starting a new game is pointless, since the game doesn't change, and playing longer than 10 hours is just stupid. Overall, a 0 out of 10 replayability value. That concludes my review for Bermuda Lost Survival, an absolute waste of time and money that would never see the light of the day. It is an abandoned shipwreck that will never get any robots to fix it. Don't get your hopes up. It's a scam. The developer never had any clue what he was doing. He was trying different things, but nothing was working. He removed some unnecessary assets, he fully launched the game, and he ran away. If I was a developer and I had people excited and amazed about my work, the least I could have done was a message to thank everyone and show them what I was working on next. All you get right now is a dead silence. It's over, guys. He ran away. There is a reason why he doesn't even have any social media. Stop getting brainwashed by idiots playing terrible games thinking that you are having a good time. What are you guys talking about? I swear you guys take a pile of shit and convert it into flowers, trying to convince everyone around you that it smells nice. Stop it. Get some help. I wasted $15 so you don't have to. Agree or disagree? Let me know down below. Thank you very much for watching, I appreciate that, and if you want to see my playthroughs live, make sure to follow ICOnlyBlue on YouTube, Facebook and Twitch. Other than that, I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Boy!